Hello and welcome to Bonus Dad.
Bonus Daughter, a special father-daughter podcast with me, Hannah.
And me, Davey, where we discuss our differences, similarities,
Share a few laughs and stories
within our ever-changing and complex world.
Each week we will discuss a topic
From our own point of view.
and influences throughout the decades.
Or you could choose one by contacting us.
Via email, Instagram, Facebook or TikTok.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Bonus Dad, Bonus Daughter. We are doing an episode today on Stranger Than Fiction.
Yes, so
This is one of your ones.
It is. What I've done is I've basically, I kind of used ChatGPT. I'm not going to lie. I cheated on this one. I used ChatGPT. I did this while we were away in America. I had a little...
Oh, you had a little brainwave, did you?
Yeah. Well, did you see that that craze that was going around? So, I mean, obviously... It's a few weeks on now, so it's probably all dead in the water now, where people were making their own action figures.
Yeah, I made one.
You made one, I made one as well. I looked ancient on mine.
You did.
I looked really, really old on mine.
Yeah, I noticed that about yours. I actually put mine on my chronic pain Instagram.
Did you?
Yes, so I put mine on there.
Do you know what?
So I've done like a chronic illness edition of it.
So I did one for Hills, right?
Yeah.
And obviously Hills has got... She's quite big,
Cleaning account,
a cleaning account. She's quite big on Instagram. And I didn't use a photograph. I just said use how old she was, blonde hair, and then actually put on there my Horsford home, right? ChatGPT searched the internet and the likeness was exactly like her.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That was
AI
really
is scary.
Yeah, it looked exactly like her.
It's had a lot of controversy, isn't it? Like a lot of people are not enjoying the fact that that's taking away, and I do get it. It's taking away from graphic designers, people that can create that.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
I'm not to get into the politics of it, but there's a part of me that's a bit like, it's a tool that's there, and it's being used, I guess, to. It's so hard because it's
I'm conflicted over it.
I'm conflicted because yes, it does take away money from people, but would they have got it done in the first place? You know, would they have actually thought of that in the first place for them to?
Yeah, well, people do think of things, don't they?
Obviously, people think of things, but
I don't like the idea of ChatGPT where someone could say, "Write me a story," or I think I said this before, like "Write me a song." There's no. I find it's very mechanical. There's no kind of soul or feeling, or it's just.
I think it's a really good tool to create content in a sense that you input everything that you want and it will just word what you've said better.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, I guess that is laziness, and I can understand the argument for that too, because I probably lost a lot of English ability because I use ChatGPT quite a lot to write emails, messages, social posts, etc.
I mean, what did you think of that tattoo design I sent you?
See, this is where I draw the line a little bit. I wouldn't get AI to design a tattoo because you don't know if an artist can pull off that.
Yeah, but what did you think of the idea?
The idea was nice. It's just that I would get an artist to actually draw it up for you.
So what I was thinking, I was even thinking, do I send Dennis that picture or do I just say, look, I want these 3 images combined and see what you come up with?
I think you should say that because he would know the best way to place them on your arm as well.
Yeah.
AI is not clever enough to do such a permanent thing like that you're going to do to your body, in my opinion. But Anyway, yeah. So we went on a bit of an AI rant there about conflictedness.
What I did was I did plumb this. As I did plumb this into ChatGPT, and I said, come up with a few stranger than fiction stories. Right. So I have a few on here, and some of these I was like reading them, and I'm like, oh my god, did that actually really happen? So I'm going to read through them, and let's just discuss them and see what you think.
Let's go.
I did know about this first one. This one's quite a famous story. And I'm not going to pronounce his name very well. Yamaguchi?
Yeah.
Tsutomu Yamaguchi?
Tsutomu Yamaguchi, I would say, yeah.
Basically, I did know this story. He is a man who, I don't know how he did this, he survived both Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He was in both locations
Bloody hell.
when the bomb was dropped, and he survived both.
Like, barely survived? Or
So
like...
he's basically a 29-year-old engineer.
Yeah.
He worked for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. He was sent to Hiroshima on a business trip in 1945. Okay. When he was walking to the shipyard, he saw a bright flash and was thrown to the ground by the atomic explosion. He suffered severe burns, but he survived.
See, a lot of people don't survive from severe burns.
No.
I think once it's quite a low percentage of your body.
Yeah.
Until you're like I think it's
a
something
rule of
like
nines.
if it's more of I think it's something if it's over 40% of your body burned, you're very unlikely to survive it.
When I did, I mean, I haven't actually done medicine for a few years now because I actually my first aid or my sort of
You've lapsed.
I have lapsed.
You've lapsed.
I've lapsed, and it moves on very quickly.
Yeah.
Like certain things you would do a few years ago, you don't do anymore. And we used to have a thing called the rule of nines.
Right.
And it would be like 9% of your body, 9% of your body, 9% of your body of burns.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know what it is now. I don't know if it's still a thing.
Yeah, I know. It seems like such a small percentage. I can't remember exactly what it is myself, but it's a small percentage, and you're like, whoa, that's not a lot of your body to be burnt to be able to not survive. That's
and you know what it's like when you burn yourself?
Oh, it hurts.
Bloody hurts.
That's like a bitch, yeah.
It really does.
This guy knows.
Yeah.
This guy knows.
Yeah. So he spent the night in Hiroshima. He then went home to Nagasaki. And then August the 9th, whilst explaining what happened to his boss, right, the fact that he's covered in all these burns, another bloody blinding flash erupted and the second bomb went off. Despite his injuries, he lived until 2010. He was 93 years old. Yep. His story remained unknown for decades until he was officially recognised by Japan as a survivor of both bombings.
That is incredible.
So he survived both Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
That is incredible.
That to start off with as a stranger than fiction story.
That knocks it out of the park.
That's pretty good.
I don't know if we can come back from this.
No.
Let's just stop the episode
there you go.
What are we?
Done.
Yeah, 7 minutes in. Bye.
Yeah. I mean, that's just absolutely astounding.
And half of those 7 minutes we were discussing AI.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to pronounce the next one.
Oh, do you know what? So I have a problem with Russian pronunciations, in that I can't do. Remember when we did the episode of the weird places?
Oh yes.
And I was saying about the Resident Evil hive, and I was trying to pronounce that one. So let's have a go. Fagiliu? Mukhamnedjioff. No. We shall call her Freddie.
No. Fagiliu.
Mukhamnedjioff. Now, anyway, so this lady, this lady, Fatima, she woke up at her own funeral.
Dude,
so
that was gonna freak you out.
In 2011,
I hope she got some counselling after.
You would bloody need it, wouldn't you?
Being embalmed as well.
Yeah, so she was 49 years old.
Okay.
Her name was Fatima. We shall call her Fatima. She was mistakenly declared dead after suffering chest pains. Her grieving family quickly arranged a funeral for her. And during the ceremony, as mourners prayed over her open casket, she suddenly gasped for air and started screaming.
Hell, so everyone at the funeral also needs therapy.
Yeah, so she then had a real heart attack and she died for good shortly after being rushed to the hospital.
Oh my God, she died at her funeral?
Yeah.
There's not many people that can say that. Well, she can't even say that, she's dead.
Her husband later sued the doctors who had prematurely pronounced her dead.
Yeah, because they could have probably saved from the heart attack of being woken up at her funeral.
See, that is one of my biggest fears.
Yeah, I will plunge the dagger.
Please. I've always said that.
Gosh.
I've always said, stab me in the heart. Make sure that I am dead.
Imagine if she was being buried and you woke up.
Yeah.
I mean, cremation is the way. Then you.
Well, you kind of wake up.
Toast.
It's a bit warm in here. What's going on?
At least you'd die fairly quickly.
Yeah, but that is.
Be toast.
Bless her heart.
I mean, dying through burn quickly is definitely the better way to wake up at your funeral than in the ground.
So, have you ever read the book called The Serpent and the Rainbow?
No.
Okay. Have you ever?
Sounds a bit biblical. Garden of Eden.
Not really. It's set in Haiti. Have you ever heard of zombinol?
Yes.
Tetrodotoxin.
Yes.
Yeah. Does a similar thing in that what it does is it slows the heart rate down to a certain point. That's something it can be read now, but back then it couldn't be picked up. Right? So what would happen was people were given this drug. They were then this is the myth. This is where part of the story where the idea of the whole zombie thing came from. Is that in Haiti, people would be given this drug. They would then be buried. They would then be dug up and then used as slaves because they'd gone crazy.
Oh, yeah, because they thought they were dead.
Yeah. That's one of the theories of where the whole zombie thing came from.
I mean, I can imagine people did that.
Yeah. I mean, they do use...
People are awful. But...
This is a real drug. It's derived from pufferfish.
Yes.
And I think they use it in... I think they do use it in medical scenarios now.
Oh, yeah, there must be a use.
There is a use for
that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's... So I wonder if that's a similar thing. Where her heart rate had slowed down so much, it wasn't registering on the machine, and then she was pronounced dead. And then, of course, woke up.
Dude.
In fact, I wonder.
What?
Conspiracy.
Go on.
She was poisoned with zombinol.
Do you think 2011?
Yeah, poisoned with zombinol.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Next one.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
Yeah, this one reminded me of the play Blood Brothers. A little bit.
Oh God,
To a degree.
It's been a while for me, but yeah.
So essentially, this is the identical twins who lived the same life but separately.
That's so cool.
So they were both called Jim. Jim Lewis and Jim Springer. They were separated at birth. They were adopted by different families in America. Despite growing up apart, they unknowingly led nearly identical lives.
That's crazy.
Fact is, they were both named Jim. Both married women named Linda.
I mean, sorry, hang on, let's stop here. Being named Jim, probably just a really common name at the time.
Yeah.
And not anything to do with their genetics.
No.
But carry on.
But then they both married a woman named Linda. They then divorced Linda and then remarried, both marrying a Betty.
That's crazy.
Both had sons named James and Alan. Okay. Both had childhood dogs named Toy. Both worked as security guards and had similar smoking and drinking habits, and they even vacationed at the same Florida beach.
Do you think they saw each other and it's like the Spider-Man?
The doppelganger.
The Spider-Man moment.
Yeah. When they reunited at age 39, scientists were stunned by how similar their behaviours, choices, and life events were.
Nature versus nurture.
There is that degree.
Ooh.
There's also the glitch in the Matrix. You could argue on that one.
They're the same person.
They're the same person. Yeah.
The name things is coincidentally weird.
Yeah.
I think, but they're going to be very common names. Linda, Betty, Alan.
Yeah, but Toy.
The toy dog.
The toy dog.
Unusual name for a toy dog. I have to say.
I mean, you can understand if they had both similar drinking and smoking habits because they were essentially the same genetics.
Yeah.
So they would.
If genetics have anything to do with it, yeah.
But both were as security guards.
Yeah, odd one.
That's an odd one.
And I mean, is Florida Beach a very
I'd say
famous
it's a popular tourist resort, especially
I think
in
some
America,
could be
isn't it?
explained by coincidence, but the amount of similarities is what's crazy about that.
But it doesn't. You've said it because again, we've said this before. We both studied psychology, and there is the whole nature nurture debate, and this does come under genetics, environment.
Yeah.
There is. This is an interesting case. Very, very interesting.
That we're going to move along from.
Yes. Next one we're going to talk about is Russian again.
Go on.
Yubov Orlova. No, I didn't pronounce that right either.
Yubov Orlova.
The ghost ship with cannibal rats.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Cannibal rats, as in the rats eat each other? Or the humans?
Yeah, the Soviet cruise ship was abandoned in 2010.
There's so many abandoned ships.
There are, Mary Celeste. And was abandoned in 2010 and left to drift in the North Atlantic. Okay, so for years the satellite images showed this ship just wandering aimlessly. Why? Why did anybody go and have a look? This ship's just bouncing up and down anyway. In 2014, this is 4 years later, reports emerged that the ship had reappeared near Ireland, possibly carrying a horde of cannibal rats. This is a fucking horror story.
I mean, how would they know that it had a horde of cannibal rats?
Well, there was no human food on board. So they reckon the rats were eating each other.
Yeah, but how do they know that unless they'd been on it? Because it's been abandoned for like 4 years.
Well, yeah, possibly.
Someone must have gone on there and had a look.
Yeah.
Gone, oh my gosh, look at all these rats.
The ship's final fate remains unknown as it eventually vanished from radar, but some still believe it may be floating somewhere at the Atlantic.
Well, it's either floating or it's on the seabed.
There's a horror film ready to be written here
about
this boat. Can you imagine, right? So I've got the film premise now. So if anybody steals it, and we date stamp this is my idea.
Okay.
This is my idea. Right. So you've got
18th of April 2025.
Yes.
It's Friday. Good Friday.
Give the time.
12.
Yeah.
It's
dead
12.
on 12 o'clock. It's dead
Yeah.
on 12 o'clock. So the idea is, right, you have a pleasure cruise, something like a Club 18 to 30s type sort of thing, people partying, going across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
They see a ship in the distance. Okay? Just floating there. The captain of the boat goes, let's investigate.
Why would he go and look? Why? Actually, no. There's no motive.
There is, well, because it's not on any of his plans. He doesn't know why it's just bobbing around in the ocean.
So he thinks, kindness of his heart, he'll investigate just in case
they'll go
they're
and
in
have a little
trouble.
look. Yeah.
All right.
Then what happens is that the ship, so the onboarding party goes on, which is all the ship's crew.
Party.
They get killed by the cannibal rats. Yeah. So all that's left are the party goers, and they've got to then survive the ship because these cannibal rats come across onto their ship.
Okay.
There you go, just written it.
What and the horror is the cannibal rats.
The horror is the cannibal rats.
They are the
And then you get a final girl at the end, and she kills the rats with the flamethrower.
Got it.
Yeah.
Badass.
And I don't know where the flamethrower came from. We'll have to work that in the plot somewhere.
Well, I think they would have engineering instruments downstairs for the ship.
Oh, she goes A-team on. She goes all A-team, building it. Yeah, with the gas canisters. So there's gas canisters down there, right?
Yeah.
And she builds it with a thingy, and the
Nice.
yeah.
Okay.
And her final line is, "Eat this, cannibal rats."
Is that the best you could come up with?
Pretty much on the
I
spot.
think ChatGPT could do better.
Yeah. No, I think this has got legs. This has got legs.
It's got legs. Lots of legs. Rat
yes.
legs.
Oh, bloody Russia again. Vesna Volvok.
Yep.
Yeah, Vesna. She survived a 33,000-foot fall.
Shite. What did she land on?
Well, she snow-covered forest. So she was a Serbian flight attendant. Sorry, I do apologise. I thought it was Russian. She's Serbian. Apologies. She was working aboard a flight in 1972 when a suspected bomb exploded midair. She fell 33,000 feet. That's 10,160 metres without a parachute.
Crashing into a snow-covered forest.
Yeah. Miraculously, the trees and snow helped cushion her fall, and she was found alive by a local villager. She suffered multiple broken bones but survived, making her the world record holder for the highest fall without a parachute.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god, can you imagine waking up in the hospital bed and you got Guinness there? Well done. With a fucking certificate. Ready. And she's like full body cast and she's like, Guinness one.
And they're taking a picture with her. She's like this.
Like thumbs up either
Bless
side.
her heart.
Oh.
Bless her heart.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I mean, once you start falling, you reach terminal velocity, don't you? So you don't go any faster. But
yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's gotta
she
hurt.
actually fell 33,330 feet.
Yeah.
In total, so more than 33,000 feet.
Yeah. So another 330 on top of that.
Vesna.
Vesna.
So 1972, she's same age as Mum.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh no. So no, she's not.
No,
she
it
was a flight
happened.
attendant
It
in
happened.
1972.
Yeah, it
she
happened
might
in
not
96.
be. Depends how old she was when she was
Yeah.
a flight attendant, I suppose. I hope she's still alive.
Yeah, I
basically,
hope
is
she's
what I'm
still
saying.
alive. Yeah, and still flying.
And still flying. Do you imagine she's got probably air miles for life?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
She's going on holiday all
Can you
over
imagine
the
that? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that compensation claim?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Shite.
Mm,
Oh, I hope she worked for a good airline.
yes. So Bill Morgan.
I've heard this story.
Bill Morgan.
This is crazy.
He's an Australian truck driver.
Is he now?
He was pronounced clinically dead for 14 minutes after a car accident. Miraculously, he survived without brain damage. So to celebrate, old Bill, right, mate, I'm going to go and buy myself a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
And he won a new car.
From the one he crashed.
Yeah. So, had a car accident, went and bought a lottery ticket, won a new car with that lottery ticket.
So, clinically dead for 14 minutes. 20 minutes is normally the mark of your brain dead. That's incredible.
So, a news
job,
station then asked him to reenact his win by scratching another ticket on camera. He scratched his new ticket and won $250,000 on live telly.
That's incredible.
So he won the lottery twice.
What a lad.
Had a car accident.
Got a new car.
And
a new house.
and then won the lottery again.
Incredible.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's absolutely
I think I've
nuts.
seen that footage, you know. I feel like I've seen that. Yeah.
I love Australians. I think they're great.
Should we talk about the mysterious case of the Pan Am flight?
914.
914.
So, this is a famous urban legend.
A lot of planes and cars.
There's a lot of planes and
bombs.
cars. Yeah. So apparently 914 took off from New York to go he took off in New York in 1955, disappeared mid-air and landed 37 years later in 1992 in Venezuela. The flight crew thought only a few hours had passed and the passengers hadn't aged.
While this story is fiction.
Yeah, it's fiction. It
has eerie similarities to a real-life aviation mystery such as Malaysian air flight MH370, which disappeared without a trace in 2014.
Yeah, so remember that when the Malaysian flight went missing?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember
No one
that.
knows where that's gone.
No, that still hasn't been found, has it?
Still hasn't been found.
Jeez. Have they found any of the wreckage?
Nope. No found, no debris, no nothing. So it could, if you think, it could pop back up one point.
With all the crew not aging.
With all the crew not aging,
Jeez.
passengers not aging.
Wormhole.
Now,
I don't like that one.
you don't like that one?
No, because it was fiction.
Well, it is fiction. So, Alcatraz. Did they actually survive? The lads who escaped from the Alcatraz, or people who escaped from Alcatraz.
I don't know.
So three of them in 1962, they got out of Alcatraz. They created dummy heads from soap paper and hair to fool the guards. Then they crawled through a vent and built a makeshift raft. Now, officially, authorities say they drowned.
Right.
The official story is that they drowned. However, in 2013, a letter surfaced, allegedly written by one of them, stating that they had survived and they'd been living secretly ever since. FBI facial recognition even suggested that the men may have been alive in South America.
Oh my gosh.
So, the story, did they get out?
I mean, if you're in Alcatraz, you've done something pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe they were innocent. And that's why they fought so hard to get out.
Well, to be honest, have you ever seen The Rock? The film The Rock? With Nicolas Cage.
I thought you meant like Dwayne Johnson.
No.
Haven't seen him in person, never.
Maui.
Maui.
No, The Rock is Nick Cage and Sean Connery. Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Yes, Money Penny.
Okay.
And there's a guy called John Mason who's Sean Connery, right? Although there's a theory that he's actually James Bond in the film.
Okay.
And he apparently is the only one to ever escape from Alcatraz, and they show him how he does it.
Right.
Yeah. But I'd like to think that they did get away.
There's a part of me that does as well.
Yeah, I'd like to think that they did.
Cool.
Laurie Ruff.
Laurie Ruff.
She seemed like a very ordinary woman.
Right.
But after her 2010 suicide, so she killed herself in 2010.
Okay.
Her husband discovered that she'd been living under a stolen identity for 2 decades.
Dude, so he was married to her and didn't know her real name?
Nope. Her real name was Kimberly McLean, a runaway from Pennsylvania who erased all traces of her past. Still to this day, no one knows why she changed her identity, but theories suggest she was hiding from something or someone.
Well, that's quite sad.
That is very sad.
That is quite sad, actually. And maybe that's what led to her suicide as well.
Yeah.
She was living it.
Yeah. But can you imagine being with someone for that and then
can't
finding out
imagine.
that they weren't that person, they were someone else?
That's mad.
But also,
she
it must
have
have been.
built her whole family. Like, how did
Yeah.
she explain that her family didn't?
Oh, you can. Yeah.
You could say, I guess you could say,
So-
my
well, it's
family are
got-
dead. I
yeah,
suppose,
yeah.
But
But
my
how
God.
sad is that, though, as well?
She had to do
that
that.
she had to do that. She had to.
And that's not a witness protection thing either, so she didn't
No.
go through the
No.
official means.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And then
Sorry, Laurie. Rough.
Yeah, that's Laurie. Then you've got Frayne Selak.
Okay.
Cheated death 7 times, and then won the lottery.
What is with people cheating death and then winning the lottery?
I don't know.
Lucky bastards.
So, in 1962, a train derailed into a river, killing 17. He survived. Okay.
Good lad.
A year later, a plane exploded mid-air, sucking him
Sucking him
out.
out?
He landed on a haystack,
Bullshit.
straight up. In 1966, bus he was on crashed into a river. He survived. In 1970, his car caught fire. In 1973, his other car exploded. In 1995, a bus hit him. And in 1996, he swerved off a cliff but landed in a tree. And then in 2003, he won 1 million in the lottery.
I feel like,
This guy's got a guardian angel.
or someone is playing Sims with him,
Yeah,
like just trying to kill him off.
yeah.
But then also,
In the end, they were just like, do you know what? Give him the money.
yeah, can't kill this guy.
No.
Oh my God, that is so Final Destination, right?
Yeah,
Maybe he like just managed to avoid all these things,
yeah.
or he's Domino.
Could be Domino.
Yeah,
He could be Domino.
yeah.
That's nuts, isn't it?
That is crazy.
Absolutely nuts.
That is and then won the lottery.
And then won the lottery.
You know what? I'm happy he did. He's been through a lot. Do you think he's probably got like loads of medical bills? All that work he missed. He needs it.
I love this story. So, a California man bought
Hung
did you notice that I didn't pronounce his name?
Hung Nugan.
Yeah, Nugan. Do you know this?
No, I just know.
No, that's how you
to
pronounce it. Okay. He bought a Super Lotto Plus ticket in 2010. Forgot all about it. 6 years later, whilst cleaning his house, he found it just before the deadline and won 4.8 mil.
I didn't even know they had like deadlines.
I didn't. No.
I assumed it was probably just valid for that week, and then off you pop. I didn't realise you had 6 years to. Wow.
I love this story.
Okay.
This next story, I mean, Joseph Figlock, what a man.
Okay.
So in Detroit, Joseph Figlock, he's a street sweeper.
Right.
He saved 2 falling babies 1 year apart.
Wow.
Both times he was in the right place at the right time, breaking their falls and saving their lives.
Jesus. Who's dropping babies out of windows?
I know, but Joseph, the man's there.
Right. He is definition of right time, right place,
yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Street says saved
Yeah.
2 falling babies 1 year apart. Both times he was in the right place at the right time, breaking their falls and saving their lives. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Mm.
I want to know more about where he's bloody living though. Why are babies falling out of windows so much?
Who's throwing babies out windows?
Is it the same family?
No.
Same baby? Can you imagine? Poor baby.
Now, I did know this next story.
Do-do-do-do-do.
So, in 1898, a lady by the name of Morgan Robertson wrote a novel called Futility about a massive ship named Titan.
A massive ship.
A massive ship named Titan
Got you.
that hit an iceberg and sank. 14 years later, Titanic happened with very similar details. I know that story.
Wow.
That's nuts.
But Simpsons does that all the time.
Absolutely, they do.
I think a lot of things in this world are just coincidence.
Yeah.
It's spooky, yeah, but it's
Mm-hmm.
that's the point of chance and lottery,
Yeah.
isn't it? And probability. Anyway.
I love this next story as well. The robber who sued a bank and won. So basically, he's an Italian man. He attempted to rob a bank, but he was unable to crack the vault. He then sued the bank,
the vault.
arguing they should have
Crack
made
the vault,
security
baby.
details clearer. Arguably, the court reduced his sentence. Man's got balls, hasn't he?
Hope it was unable to crack. Should have made security details clearer.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Anne Hodges.
He's got a great lawyer, isn't he?
He has, yeah. Anne Hodges is the only person hit by a meteorite and survived.
Oh my God, she is Superman.
Yeah, in 1954, a
She was
meteorite crashed into her Alabama home, bouncing off her radio and hitting her. She survived.
I mean, obviously, if it bounced off a radio.
Yeah, the radio would have taken the brunt of it.
But also, that means it's fairly small.
Yeah, I would say so.
If it said it hit the side of the chimney, you'd feel like, oh, that was a big meteorite. We're talking like tiny pebble.
Mm-hmm.
But good job, Anne.
I think this next one is not really stranger than fiction, but just somebody's got his head screwed on.
Go on.
So, Stefan Mandel, Romanian mathematician, devised a formula to buy lottery tickets in bulk, ensuring a win. He legally won 14 jackpots before laws were changed to prevent such strategies.
Clever bitch.
Yeah, I don't think that should really be in here. That's more of a, man's got brains.
Man's got brains.
Man's got brains.
Good.
Poor Melanie, though.
Oh, Melanie.
Melanie.
What happened to Melanie?
Melanie, Florida woman.
American
Have you ever
lady.
done that? Have you ever done that thing where you put your date of birth in and then put Florida man or Florida woman,
No.
and you're guaranteed to have some batshit news story come up about something?
I'm so gonna do that.
Do it. Put your date of birth in and just do it.
Do you want me to do it now?
Do it now. Just do it now. While I read this.
Okay.
So Melanie Martinez is a Florida woman. She'd been struck by lightning on 4 different occasions. Scientists say the odds of this happening are astronomically low, making her both extremely lucky and unlucky. So basically, yeah, poor lady, she got struck by lightning 4 times. We had said that in an episode, didn't we, about lightning strike plus, not in the Science versus Myth episode?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Sorry,
How you getting on?
I've got my date of birth.
It's the 17th of August. Yes.
And then it's Florida woman, yeah?
Just put Florida woman, and you'll get some batshit news story come up. Guarantee it. I'm going to do mine as well while you're doing that. What have you got?
Oh, I don't think I can say it on. Oh, Florida woman pulls alligator from pants during traffic stop.
See? See?
The one that actually come up, I can't read out loud. But yeah, pulls alligator from pants during traffic stop.
Okay, so my birthday, Florida man tries to throw live gator onto building's roof to teach it a lesson.
People are making these up.
No, seriously.
People are making these up.
No, straight up. Seriously, yeah. Oh, I've got another one here. Florida man arrested after trying to cross Atlantic in hamster wheel vessel. Honestly, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I knew this story, and I absolutely love this story.
Yeah.
In 2012, a tourist in Iceland got separated from a tour group. The tour group organised a search party, unaware that the missing person was actually part of the search efforts.
She simply didn't realise they were looking for her.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
But surely they'd done a head count and they were like, oh, no, everyone's here.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Did they not say the person's name? Like,
I don't know, but I think that's
very
brilliant.
strange.
That's absolutely brilliant. So, talking about head counts, when we were in Florida, obviously, because it was the entire family, so 10 of us went, and we were counting heads by the end of the day. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4. At one point, I think I counted 9 people, and I was like, "Who's missing?" Oh, me.
Me. Myself.
So, the time traveller
Oh.
who passed the lie detector test.
Go on.
Yeah, so Al
Humour me.
Bielik claimed to have been part of the Philadelphia experiment, a supposed US military test in 1943 that made a ship disappear. He claimed he was sent to the year 2749 and brought back. Skeptics dismissed the claims, but shockingly, he passed the lie detector test. Now,
Okay.
I have an issue with this
Right.
because I reckon I could pass the lie detector test.
I mean, that needs to be tested.
I think I could do it.
Can we? Is there a
Do you know why?
machine we can buy?
Because if you believe the lie becomes the truth. So all you have to do is believe the lie. Believe that the lie is real.
Yeah, but can you do that on a deep level? Deep enough level that doesn't affect
I think
your heart rate?
so.
Really?
I think so.
I don't think lie detector tests are like the. Yeah,
I don't mean like on a big lie. I mean just like on a standard kind of.
I don't wear women's underwear. Shrek.
Yeah.
Such a good one.
Oh no, not my gumdrop buttons.
Such a good. Book number 3.
I'd like to give it a go.
Yeah.
I'd like to give it a go.
Do you know what I would like to? What I'd like you to have a go and Mitchell to have a go at is period pain simulator.
Oh dear God, no. Dear God, did somebody? I have had some. Was that you?
I gave you my tens machine.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, that wasn't pleasant.
No, it's not.
I didn't like that at all.
No.
That can get in the sea.
But it's better than feeling the pain.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'd like to give it a go. I'd like to be strapped in. I mean, I'll probably fail miserably.
I think you would. I don't think you can.
I'm not a good enough liar.
Yeah, basically, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you can. I'm sorry.
But no, this is what I think. I think you could train your brain to pass it. Because if he genuinely,
I think you could. I think you could lower your heart because it's heart rate, right?
Yeah.
So you could lower your heart rate enough.
Yeah. Because old Al here, if he truly believed that he went 27:49, he truly believed it.
Yeah, then
he's not lying.
No, he's not. No,
he
that's
believes
true.
it.
But that doesn't mean that he's not mentally unwell.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Poor chap.
Mm.
I hope he gets the help he needs.
Yeah. And the final one is the man who was shot in the head and didn't notice.
What, like a graze or?
No, full on bullet.
Okay.
Full on bullet. So, a Brazilian man went to the hospital with a headache after a party.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors discovered a bullet lodged in his skull.
Oh.
He'd been shot but didn't realise it, likely due to alcohol dulling the pain.
Don't do alcohol, kids.
Don't do alcohol.
You won't notice a gunshot.
Yeah.
A gunshot to the head.
Gunshot to the head. Didn't know.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Also, who's like popping guns out at parties?
Well, it is Brazil.
Okay.
You know, there are certain areas of Brazil that are a little bit dodge.
Okay.
You know,
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, there are certain areas, you know, that are
Ooh.
a little bit dodgy.
A little bit dodge.
Yeah.
Well, we've come to the end.
Mm.
End of the road. If you enjoyed our episode on Stranger Than Fiction, you might like our other episodes if you haven't already watched them. And we probably have more to come
Do
of
this
this.
every
I know,
single
I
time.
just don't know what to say.
I know.
And how's the camera here? I feel even more exposed.
Look at the camera.
Yeah, so I give cue the outro.
Thanks for joining us on Bonus Dad, Bonus Daughter. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials and share the podcast with someone who'd love it. We are available on all streaming platforms. See you next time. Bye-bye.